Dr. Holmes reminds us of this by saying, peace is always at the center of our soul. I think I'm going to put that on a post-it and stick it on my mirror. So on our own, a problem or situation can really feel overwhelming, which is why when we join together in spiritual community, we have the support of other people. We have the shared vision, the shared intention of our community. So what a powerful thought it is that this safe place resides not only in every one of us, but in community when we're ready to create that. Eileen's part of the Gather the Women's Circle I do. And it's been amazing how gathering the women, mostly in my neighborhood, but I'm in Boulder Creek, which is up in the Santa Cruz Mountains, but we have people who drive quite a ways. And when there's an emergency, no matter where that person is, I see the women in our circle step up. If somebody's getting a hip replacement or somebody's got COVID, people are there dropping off soup. This is community. It doesn't have to just be church. It can be any community. It can be your yoga group. It's my polar bears. I'm an ocean swimmer, and we have a club called the Polar Bear Club. Yes, we're all a little crazy, but we have a good time. I think Francis of Assisi says the same thing. When you are proclaiming peace with your lips, be careful to have it even more fully in your heart. That's pretty good advice. And we're just going to ohm 3 times together. And I want you to pay attention and see if you feel the energy in the room shifting a little bit. And I'm not a super comfortable omer, but headquarters suggested that we try this. So you can join me in my discomfort. And those of you who are comfortable can help me feel comfortable. Take a deep breath together. Blow it out. Wow. I don't know about you, but my hair stood on you. I guess it still works. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Wow. That was powerful. There's some really good omers in here. Thank you. Thank you for carrying that part for me. So my BFF and I, who is actually the guitarist on that, we have this thing that we call the committee. Oh, yeah. Anybody else have a committee that lives in here? Yeah. They suck. They're one of my friends that I walk with, she calls it the board. And we'll be talking, she'll go, oh my God, the board's been working overtime. And I can tell by the nods, you all know what I'm talking about. It's like, it just gets in there. So doing things like chanting, sitting in the silence, singing affirmative affirmations, these are all practices that we can do to kind of quiet down the committee. And sometimes taking action on whatever the committee is urging us to do can be very, very helpful too, because usually, at least my committee, comes up when there's something that I need to be looking at that I am resistant, and it just keeps kind of in my face, reminding me of my head. So it has a purpose, but we can't let it run our lives. And this is a quote by Robert Fulghum. Peace is not something you wish for. It is something you make, something you are, something you do, and something you give away. To me, that's a really important component. What a deep understanding this man has, and what a high bar for those of us seeking that inner peace that guides and sustains us. So since I was a child, I have always sought to be a part of something greater than myself and to have a sense of belonging. I was a Ritalin guinea pig. I was what they called hyperactive back then. So I wasn't a normal kid by most standards. And so feeling like I was a part of something or belonged instead of the problem child was a big thing for me personally. So my goal as a musician has always been to create music that has messages of unity and belonging, compassion, understanding, and things that lyrics and messages musically that would bring people together and have people feel like they were a part of something greater than themselves. Sometimes I've succeeded brilliantly, and other times I've been a miserable failure. So welcome to the music business. But we each have a personal journey to master. We each have our own gifts And it could be serving at a homeless lunch. It could be handing $1 to the guy at the corner that's just trying to get by. It could be great things, like presenting at the Parliament of the World Religions. It can be having your own church there. It can be the littlest act of kindness. So how do we show up in our everyday lives to help promote other people feeling safe, other people feeling at peace, people feeling like they belong to something greater than themselves, a support network, a sangha. There's so many tools available to us if we're willing to master and use them in our daily practice and living. And to me, when I looked at people like Mother Teresa, now you gotta know, her journey was not easy. And I've read some of her books, and there's admissions of going, this is far too big for me to handle. Why did you give me this job? And Jesus on the cross saying, why? But we see people that are living examples of mastering these tools and be able to have people spit on them and to be able to take their hanky and hand it back and say, I believe this belongs to you. That happened to Martin Luther King. It's like, what grace. So we know it's possible. So it's something that we can all work to achieve. Ernest Holmes says, you and I know that no matter how confused we are, if we would get by ourselves long enough and think peace, we shall become peaceful. Peace is the divine reality at the heart of God. So if it's at the heart of God, and we are all parts of that greater energy, that means it lives in our hearts too. Am I the only one who has a little trouble carving out time for meditation and stuff? Oh, please, somebody else raise their hand. Thank you. So I swim. I mentioned my polar bear club. I swim daily, either in the river near my house, which is colder than, oh my goodness, right now. Or the ocean. I beat up on myself and I go, God, you really need to practice. And then it occurred to me that is my practice. Those 30 minutes, I am communing with Mother. The earth is rocking me when I have the time to just lay back and lay in that water and let her hold me. The energy that I feel when I really tune into how that water feels, this is my meditation. It's not when you're taking a shower. To just kind of embrace that this is God's gift, this water that we're in, and to just have the full experience, immerse ourselves in that. So there are such simple things that we can do that are right there in front of us. Even though cultures praise people for being strong and independent, we are communal in essence. We're communal and interdependent beings. So I think we need to embrace that and encourage that part of us, and to invite more people into our sanghas, into our communities. Because there's people that you might know really well that you're not aware how isolated they're feeling for whatever reason. So this is another just simple practice that we can do to help people connect in the spirit. Again, that same concept of oneness, this thread. I love the imagery of redwood trees because they don't have a big taproot. They have a web that connects them. They share information. They actually hold each other up in windstorms. They share nutrients. And you cannot see that from above the ground. It's under there. And so that was such a strong metaphor for me that I have carried that. Every time I meet somebody, especially somebody that really bugs me, I just go back to that imagery that there is a thread between me and this annoying person, sometimes that annoying person is me, that connects all of us, that there is a oneness that is always there. My most powerful practices that I do is creating chants and that I use in meditations. So I'd like to share one. Are you guys up for doing that? So I want to do kind of a guided visualization of this. I want you to picture a white light coming through you and going through your body, down your legs, and into the earth. And then I want you to picture that white light going out into this room and filling this little room. And then I want you to picture it going out into the community. And then into the county, and then into this Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Shalom. Peace. Salam. Okay, it's down in the earth now, that light. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Shalom. Peace. Salam. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Shalom. Peace. Salam. Make sure it's filling our whole community here. And maybe you send a little extra peace, love, comfort to somebody in your community, or maybe somebody in another state, somebody in your world that needs some compassion, some strength. Some of the wonderful things that we can do that we can work on our own and with other people to create, to help co-create a peaceful, compassionate world that works for everyone. So I want to close with this is part of a much larger poem, but this was so beautiful to me. Her name is Talia Hunter. And she says, peace visited me, and it reminded me that I may remain calm through the storms of life, regardless of the chaos surrounding me. So I hope you'll hold that in your hearts and remember that it ain't over till it's over. And it's up to us to keep our act together and be those peacemakers. It's not that hard. Sometimes just being the calm voice in the scary situation is enough to diffuse negative energy. So thank you so much for inviting me.